welcome back to Non-League Adventure with me, GW365, Season 4, Episode 9, playing it as good as National Football Club on Football Manager 2016. If you joined us last time, we had we had a game against the free-flying Boston United, and we found ourselves unlucky to end up with a 1-1 draw. We went 1-0 up, thanks to Harry Gibbons' powerful effort inside the box. He actually got the man of the match in this game as well. An own goal, basically, might save their spoils, is that right? No, make sure they took a share of the spoils, that's what I was going to say. My words are shocking. We got his youth candidates in. The only one of note was Michael Godfrey. The other two here, I've signed on John Fuller, and I think there's another guy who went from 2 stars to 3, or to 2.5. He's called... Oh, where's he gone? What's it called now? The centre midfielder is one of these guys. It might be Alan Forth, actually. He's showing there 2.5 star. So I've signed him as well. Yeah, there's him, Godfrey. There's no need to show you those. They're not that impressive. Just got high determination. But this is the best one. He can play left midfield as well as a little bit as an attacking midfielder. And he doesn't look to have bad stats. He's only got the potential to be a quality player, so he's not going to be that good. But his determination and aggression, natural fitness stood out, as well as obviously the passing work rate. Some of the physicals are pretty good, and he's only 15 years old, so you know I'm not going to say I'm expecting big things, but he could potentially become a half decent player for us. We followed up the Boston game with a 1-1 draw against Southport. We went 1-0 down after a penalty. Not entirely sure who gave away the penalty. I went for a wee and came back, and we were 1-0 down. It was just about to take a penalty. Thankfully, not much time after that. Ben Hinchcliffe got on the end of a cross at the back post from Symington, and took it away from very close range. And that was pretty much the end of the highlights. Really, we had a good effort. I think that was well saved as per usual. Normally, when they have a golden opportunity to score, when we do, they always seem to save it. I'm sure this game just tests you all the time. This was very interesting. Curzon Ashton chairman looking to step aside, Junior. Yeah, with that happening, it all depends. I may be tempted to stay if they give us a bit more, leeway, a bit more money to play with. Because obviously, we're struggling at the minute. I can't get rid of any of the players. Another thing worth noting, Hunt is back in full training. He's back. He's been out with a broken leg all season pretty much. He started the season very, very well, and I think it coincided with his injury and how badly we started performing. Unfortunately for us, we got FM'd, so to speak. We only had the one shot on target, mind, but we had the better of the game. I thought it's going to be a 0-0, and they got a goal last kick of the game. Couldn't believe it. They are 6th, so they were pushing for a playoff spot, and I could only just say that we're very, very unlucky really in that game. We didn't deserve to lose. But as a result, we'd gone 6 games without winning. In that time, we had 2 losses and 4 draws. Not a terrible performance, and then we lost another game. This time against Gainsborough, where they scored. That was the only highlight of the game. Piggott did get injured in this game as well. He missed 2 weeks, basically missed a couple of games. These two finding it tough. Ayula hadn't scored yet, and Jennings was vowing to end his goal drought. So I warned him about the performance, and basically said I had faith in getting the goals as soon as. And as a result, they both scored. Ayula took less than 60 seconds to score, and at half time it was 2-0. They came at us more in the second half, did Worcester, and they did get a penalty thanks to a foul from Liam Tomsett. But yeah, it was a good win, and it brings us to today's game against Harrogate, which I think I've just realised I haven't done the screenshot for the thingamabob, the where we are in the league and what have you. Worth noting as well, Woking won the FA Trophy. We are now stable because we are currently 12th. We are now in class as bottom half of the table. And if it goes to a purple screen, like the intro screen, I apologise, which it probably is going to do because I'm pretty sure I haven't done that screen. Ben Hinchcliffe, I put this on, it's only 8 days, but it does mean he's going to miss this next game against Harrogate. Worth noting as well, George signed a new contract for £20 extra a week. There is a 10% wage increase yearly. So he's here for next season. Should I stay? And yes, there it is indeed. So we'll get into the game. I'll show you the that screen I'm basically on about now. So yeah, this is where we are at the minute. We've lost every single game against Harrogate so far. We're 12th, 49 points, 12 points away from automatic player. From playoffs. So we're definitely not going to get there. Harrogate have declined a little bit in form recently, so I'm hoping we might be able to catch them on an off day because they've been very hit and miss so far. But yeah, it's been a poor season. I think realistically the highest we can probably aim for is probably maybe 7th. I think that is a bridge too far. 12 points we're going to make up in 6 games. Not going to happen. That is very worrying. £121,000, £122,000 in debt. But if we can get in a bit of form, just coming up to next season, who knows? Maybe if worst case scenario, I get offered a job elsewhere. Maybe that's a worst case scenario. But we've lost too many games to even consider ourselves for the playoffs. So yeah, going into the team selection, just to show you first. Obviously Hinchcliffe, Ben Hinchcliffe is out injured, so we're starting with Leo Hunt on the left hand side, with Symington on the right, Ward and Gibbons in the middle. Gibbons comes back in after Thompson's penalty incident. Piggott is back on the subs bench as well, because both Jennings and Shola Ayula both scored in the last games. I feel it's only right that I let them keep their position, basically. We're going to stick with the same centre-back pairing, which has done alright recently, with Jordan Jones at the right of the back four and Greg Taylor at the left. That's about it about the team. Let's get into the game. We're playing away. I'm playing with standard. Read somewhere that if it's a close game, then we might be able to basically sneak a standard. It all depends. If they start really brightly, I'll switch to defensive. If we're all over them, then I'll be laughing basically. So we'll have to wait and see anyway. They're playing a 4-5-1 formation. So cautiously, I'm gonna say keen to avenge because we haven't beaten them yet. They're obviously a bogey side as well. When we were in our first season, they beat us both times. Then there was a year where we didn't play them because we went up, and then we've come down. Yeah, so I think Harrogate went up for season. Then we went up, so we didn't play them last season. Yeah, that makes sense. And there is a penalty early doors for us. Who is it that's going to be taking it? It looks like this chomp, if it'll let me select him, is going to take it. Please don't be someone par. It won't even let me select his name. Why not? It's not Hunt, it's Ward. Ward, the guy who wants to leave. And he should leave after penalties like that. Shocking. He's our best penalty taker, that guy. I'm pretty sure he's missed 2 penalties this season. But Gibbons is there for the cross. Symington heads back in, but Woolston collects coolly and calmly. And it's just a bit of a shame, is that really? I was hoping to be 1-0 up at early doors. We've started fairly brightly. They're edging the possession start, it seems. Ward's... I'm going to say that was a good pass, but I'm going to say it's not let it affect his confidence in his passing ability. But well, they came away with it. I'm not entirely sure whether it was deserved that he came away with it, their man. But Zanzala squares it for the guy who will give away the penalty, and he finds Dodds, and George has actually saved it for once instead of letting it just creep in like underneath him or something, which is regularly something that happens in this game. That is what I've found anyway. So they just had a bit of a sneaky attack there. That came a bit out of the blue, really. It's the first clear-cut chance of the game for both sides. Oh no, it's not, because the penalty obviously is. But in open play, I suppose, is the best way to put it. Symington heads away, only as far as George. And George now is away from Ward. Dodds plays it into Tyler Denton. That man he scored passes last time. He sprays the ball out wide to Cox, who crosses in. And Dodds is on the end of it, and George was in no man's land yet again. Really, really disappointing. George in goal. I don't really want to play defensive. I feel if we play defensive we won't create many chances. But the ball comes in here. Dawes peels away from his man. Maybe George isn't really at fault. Maybe it's more Taylor at fault. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. But yeah, this is not what I was hoping for, if I'm being completely honest. But it's not to be unexpected, because let's face it, you know, they've beaten us every single time we've played them. It's going to be 1-0 at half time. We were the slight underdogs, but we need something to happen here. We've not been good enough, to be fair, but I've got to try and keep, you know, morale up as high as I can. I'm going to give Sam Ward 10 minutes to improve his performance. If he doesn't, then I'm just going to haul him off. Same with Euler as well. I'm going to bring on... where's he? I don't mean to move that. Piggott. Keep wanting to say Lester Piggott. But here comes Euler. Sprays it wide to something. That's a good first touch there, but the cross is blocked, and then that is the worst pass I've ever seen. Quite possibly the worst pass I've ever seen. You know, who he was aiming for there is anyone's guess. And the whole team is like, it's just falling apart. And he's our best performing player, and he's just done that. Whitehouse. The chance of crossing, it's blocked, falls to Denton again. He's got the same syndrome, it seems, as Harry Gibbons, because I'm pretty sure that is Tyler Denton, who is obviously not white, basically. I've got to be careful, because I don't want to accidentally say something that I shouldn't be saying that could be construed as offensive, because I'm not an offensive person. If I do offend anyone, it's purely by accident. I don't know how people take like the words to do with ethnicity. I was going to say it was different ethnic origin, I think is what I was wanting to say, but just the words just elude me sometimes. But yeah, back to the game. We're not playing very well, it seems. I might, if this highlight ends, switch to the defensive one, because we are starting to get a little bit overrun. Here's Zanzala. Great tackle, but somehow Dodds gets through, and obviously, just as I change it to defence, they score. So instead, we're going to go for control, and we're going to haul some players off. And this is the sort of thing that makes you think, can I even be bothered carrying on this save? And let's just start another one instead, because this is just absolutely disgusting how bad it is. Joe Piggott's going to come on with Liam Thompson, probably to no avail. I'm going to try and take the game to them. It'll probably backfire again as well. Yeah, Robert's having a very poor season, I suppose, really, for his stats, apart from his heading, and obviously his passing. It looks like here come Harrogate again with another chance, only a couple of minutes after their, you know, lucky goal, in my opinion. Sanzala's in behind here. Hinchcliffe isn't quick enough. And yeah, it should have been 3-0 there, but no, in fact, maybe I'm being a bit too adventurous with the control. Let's go back to defensive. Maybe we can catch them on a counter-attack of some sort. I'm not holding that much hope, though. So this game is obviously another disappointing one for you guys to see. I'm going to take Leo Hunt off and give Stephen McGowan. He's one of our bright prospects who apparently for some reason all of a sudden gone from 4.5 star potential to 2.5, and that's only black. So I'm going to undo that straight away. He's never going to play it ever again for us because he's just not good enough. And he said Symington's going to... no, he's not. He's going to play an unfamiliar role probably. John Jones is going to come off. He plays better on the wing, to be fair. I'm going to leave that for about 10 minutes. Because John Jones does sometimes have a decent effect from the wing. Here comes Leo Hunt, who was about to come off, and probably deserved to after that attempted pass. Omerovic to Whitehouse. Just goes past Thompson like he wasn't even there. At least put a foot in, pal. Here's Denton. Offered a lot of time and space, and now it's Cox the fullback, I want to say. Yep. Infield it goes to George. This is very, very tedious in my opinion. Just watching them pass it around as to inevitably score at the back post to make it a hat-trick for Dodds. Lewis Dodds showing us how it's done. I can't even be bothered to watch it, I'll be completely honest with you. I'm thinking put Henry Rowlandson on. That is confirm that. I'm not even going to say do a team talk. When it's done, I'm going to somehow change it somehow really quickly. Where we go like this, we go... what is it now? It is higher tempo. We go higher up the pitch, more closing down. I think that's it. Play wide, really wide. Let's do that. Let's try that. Play. See if this makes it. Oh, I'm a stupid idiot. It's attacking we want as well. I just paused it by accident. Do it. Cheated now. So instead of 10 minutes, we've got 7 minutes, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same outcome. You make changes for more attacking play, and nothing happens. As you can see, apart from we might concede another goal. Observe. They hit the woodwork. It should have been 5-0. This. They've been all over us. I've got to be honest. The whole my morale to carry on for this team in particular, it's rock bottom. It's not abysmal, but I'd say it's a very poor at the moment because it's just so tedious seeing us get pummeled time again by teams that are not much better than us. So that was actually disappointing. So I'm going to say I'm not happy because that was shocking. That was absolutely appalling. 12th place. We can drop as low down in the next 5 games as relegation. Well, no, not quite relegation, but we're not going to go down. But I could get sacked. That's another possibility. But alas, that's all it's going to be for this video. If you love me suffering, love seeing me suffer, then please feel free to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything, because there'll be another game up. It's probably going to be the last game of the season against Guiseley, another promotion candidate perhaps. We'll get beat by Stockport. In fact, we'll probably get beat by all these teams if I'm being completely honest. But yeah, Guiseley at home, last game of the season. That's if I'm not sacked. Hopefully there'll be some potential job offers or something, because I'll be honest with you, unless like a big sugar daddy comes in, which it's already said it's going to be a consortium, so it's probably not going to be. I can't see me staying with Curzon Ashton. I think I've taken them as far as I can go with last season and only finishing bottom. So because the desire is very much being drained from me at this moment in time, I think it's fair to say that Curzon Ashton, the next episode will be the last one with them. But until that next game, or the last game, whatever you want to call it, I will see you next time. Bye bye.